Yo, what's going on, guys? Singh here. That got you again, third day in a row, I think. If that other video re-uploads for another video. Wanted to talk to you about, man, the greed of this goddamn game, dude. Man, very controversial topic, or I guess not even controversial, man. Everyone kind of agrees. The recent updates have been freaking nuts, man. It's just insane what they're expecting the players to do, to spend to like keep up. It's nasty, dude. It's nasty. Um, Man, yeah. Like I have a lot of opinions on this topic. Like a lot of opinions. Like the big thing about what's been happening recently is like I feel like they're kind of eliminating the grind factor in this game. It's like in the K35 days, I feel like you're, and like pre-Civ gear especially, like you can grind this game with like bosses and some moderate coining, and you could be relevant. Like you could play, you can get your buffs, you could finish your gear, you could play the game. You could be involved and you could play, and you know what, like to some degree you kind of can still, but it does require coining now. Like there's some hand, like Evony does tie your hands behind your back with some of this stuff. Like, for example, like if you want to like remain relevant in a big alliance right now, you have to buy this $200 bracer that's out right now, and it's $200. Like it started out like 85, and then it was like 125, and then 150, and now it's like 180 or 200 or something. I don't know. It's scaled up like over time. Um, and I don't know, man. Like I hate when they do shit like that. It's disgusting. It feels like they're just tying your hands behind your back, and you're just not allowed to make a decision. Like you have to do it if you want to remain relevant as like a PvPer and like a big alliance. It's grimy, dude. It's really grimy. And yeah, man. Like that gap between like a moderate player and a coiner, it just continues to grow. It just over time just continues to grow. Like you know how in some games like there's like you can grind like a boss or a dungeon for like a drop rate, right? And it'll just have you hooked because you know there's like a chance for you to get something awesome. Like you could just hit this boss and there's like a 1 in 3,000 drop rate, or 1 in 500 drop rate, or 1 in 1,000 drop rate to get that item you want, and it'll keep you on the game like all weekend long or something. You're there 10 hours a day to get this thing, and when you get it, you feel freaking awesome and you're happy and you're like, yeah, that grind was worth it. Like I accomplished something. This game has none of that feeling, bro. I mean, the thing I enjoy about this game is like the people, the battlefields, the mechanic. Like that's what I really enjoy about this game. That's the best part. But I mean, the coining, like the way that what they're like putting this stuff behind major paywalls, like the way this game is shifting in that regard, I fucking hate it, bro. I hate it so much. It's so unfair, dude. To the people that don't have a budget for it, it just, the gap is becoming so crazy. It's becoming so crazy. I mean, how much people have like 5K in disposable, not even disposable income, but like gaming budget to spend on this game? I really don't know. Like, and especially Evony, like games are supposed to be like $60, you know? Like some games are free. Like some games are like think of like Fortnite or something. I don't know. Or like Modern Warfare 2, like, or Modern Warfare. Like, I don't know. These games are free. And you pay for skins or some shit. Like it's silly to me. There's this metric that I used to use like when I like really got sucked into coining sometimes, and it's called, what's your return on investment for fun? Like if I spend this money, how much more fun am I gonna have? If I spend $2,000 on this cake, how much more fun am I having? And that's when I realized it's never worth it, bro. Like that $2,000 is like, you know, you do that 3 times, that's like a family vacation or something, you know? It puts you back in reality a little bit, but everyone's different though, you know? I'm not saying like no one should coin. Like honestly, this game needs to make money. I get that too. Like it's fair, I get that, but they're not looking at the average person at all. Like there's not everyone's built that way is what I'm trying to say. But anyway, that's my preface to this. But a couple like things that Evony needs to do is, number one, Dude, fucking release Civ Gear in a grinding method, man. Like, add some interest to the game in that regard. Because it's been long enough, dude. Like, it's been long enough, like, that we have people that can't get to K36, that we have people without the bow. Like, it's, I don't know how long you want to choke these people out and, like, try to force them to spend money. But those people aren't spending money. And anyone that wants to get the bow has already gotten the bow via coining. Like, you've hit that target demographic, bro. Like, you've rolled it around twice. Like, the people who've regretted it, they've spent the money already. You've gotten all the money you can out of that shit. So just fucking release it, bro, and let them catch up. God forbid, make your players happy. Imagine that, bro. Imagine you make your players... Imagine the people in this game are happy. Crazy concept. And Evony wonders why they're making less money, man. But, yeah, it seems like that's like a concept that doesn't really make sense to them. I feel like they're just looking purely at numbers. But I feel like if you're spending a lot of time on a game, you're likely enjoying the game, right? Like, if you're enjoying this game, you're going to spend more money on it. So updates like that would likely get people to spend more time in the game and then eventually spend more money on the game. That's just the natural progression. That's just what's going to happen. But I don't think they really see it that way. But yeah, Civ Gear, it's been long enough, man. It's been rolling around again and again and again. We're like coming up on a year for it, but Civ Gear needs to come from a free or grinding method. The second thing is, man, gold and these tax scrolls, but I think mostly gold. It needs to start coming from like another boss, or it's been suggested a couple times, but like another tier of Viking, dude, needs to be introduced to the game, like Hell mode Vikings, or I don't know, like Nightmare mode. I don't know what it goes up to, but it's like hard mode right now. But everything's scaled up with the game, but the gold income has not scaled up with the game. And it's like about time to introduce that next mode of Vikings so people can get their gold up. Because we use gold, we buy the damn Civ Gear, and we buy packs for it and everything, and we still don't have enough gold to refine it. At least from when I was coining and stuff, but I don't know about now. But at least talking to everyone else, it seems like gold is a huge choke point. I'm guessing along with that, tax scrolls is probably still a choke point too. For some people. Just depends. But adding another tier of Viking would be great. And now that the game is evolving and defense isn't really working as much, I understand like a lot of people are porting. But March speeds, man. There needs to be like some kind of March speed pack. I feel like they need to do like, I don't know, like 100 March speeds for $5. Just like they do stamina. They need a March speed pack so people can play Battlefield, really. They'd get a lot of sales on that, for sure. I don't know who else like kind of empathizes with that too, but I know a lot of my alliance mates don't have March speeds, but probably more than 100, to be honest. It should be something like 200 March speeds for $5. Like, people would eat that up. And challenge coming up and everything. Like, man, the March speeds are going to be such a choke point. But, yeah, that's definitely needed. What else, man? Oh, dude. And this new wheel that's come out, like, they transformed the old wheel into, like, I'm not saying the wheel for the sword. That's another thing. But the way the wheel has become so much more difficult, like, without any explanation, it feels like a bait and switch, dude. Like, I started off with this wheel that seemed reasonable. I think people were able to spend, like, I mean, it's still a lot of freaking money, but you can spend, like, $400 to, like, $600 or $700. I don't know. I forgot how much, but, like, 8,000 spins or something, or 10,000 or 12,000. I don't forget how many spins, but depending on your luck, you could somewhat get it, you know, in like a decently reasonable way. You can get the bow. It was possible with a mixture of grinding. It was almost a good update. It was still greedy as shit, but it was almost a good update. The original wheel, like for the Civ Gear, like it should have been released that way in the first place, but it was almost a reasonable update. And then, yeah, no, it just didn't work out. They updated it to become pretty much like, I think, like what people are spending like $1,500 for the new version of the wheel to get the second, the 2,000 piece portion of what drops on the wheel. Like, you know how the bow, it was like the ring and the bow. Yeah, so I don't know. That was really grimy of them. Like, it feels like dishonesty, if you ask me. It's like lying to the community in some way, or like some kind of bait and switch. It's just ugly behavior, dude. It turns people off. It builds like a brand for the company. Like, that's even worse, bro. Man, and Okay, so what else? Oh, the ascending of generals, man. Like, remember when all of us thought that they were gonna do like assisted generals, and we started getting like backup generals, and like I remember I thought I was like, oh, I got Yi Sun, maybe I'll do like Leo the Third or something, and I'll have like the siege portion and like the cav portion. Like, okay, I'll just like sell the other stuff. I don't have gold because it won't update the game and get more gold, so I gotta sell these damn generals from my packs that I'm forced to coin for, and sold all my generals, and now they have this ascension, and I don't know how many duplicates I ended up selling, bro. I mean, it's not my problem now, but yeah, so like but I mean, it's everyone's problem collectively. Like, we didn't know any of this was coming, and the only way to get duplicate generals is to like 1 out of fucking 100 whenever you open up a general pack to get the general that you want. It's so insane. It's disgusting. I don't know. It's very insane, the ascension thing that's come out. I'm so opposed to that, dude. It's so bad. I don't know. It almost feels like you should do relics and just go for like the Electra relic fragments and go for Martinus from the tavern. Like, and if you don't have that, or get Hannibal from relics or something. I don't know. Like, just do one of those or something instead. Like, if that's what you have to do. And then the other wheel is pretty much not a wheel. Like, you have to spend like $2,000 in order to get the sword, the new sword that's rolled back around. They change the type of tokens you have to use for it. So now there's 2 different types of tokens. It's all disgusting, greedy, fucking money grubbing behavior, bro. And they're just squeezing the fuck out of people, bro. They're just squeezing them. It's so bad, dude. So my summary is, man, fuck this fucking game and their greed, dude. That's the biggest thing, dude. Just play for like, just hang out with your friends, man. Enjoy battlefields. Build a shit ton of alts. I'll say it again. Build a shit ton of alts. I'll say it again, dude. If you're serious about growing, and you don't want to like spend a lot of money, and like me, bro, I didn't want to spend a lot of money. I'll tell you, I had a ton of alts. I'm still helping our, like, I had a ton of alts, man. That's the best way to grow. Just let's just do that. Really, just do that. And if you need a coin for something, coin for essentials. Gems are mandatory. March speed is mandatory, and this stupid siege range ring is mandatory. Just get that. But until Evony changes their ways, like, don't cake. I mean, if you don't have to, like, just grind, like, unless you're like catching up on the server or something. Like, I really don't see any reason to go nuts with spending like for a 5% buff here or there, or 10% buff here or there. Just if you're a moderate, like, unless you have a budget for it, man, I don't know. Like, if you really have a budget for it, go for it. But in my opinion, man, it's just really not worth it. So that's just my rant about this. I was trying not to be depressing. I really don't want to be depressing, but I also really don't want people to like spend a lot of money on this game, is all, But yeah, that's my ramble about like some of the changes that I think Evan needs to make, and kind of the greed that's been going on. Hope you guys enjoyed, man. I know I'm not very organized with these types of topics, but it's all just ideas that are just kind of on top of my head. But yeah. Anyway, guys, I'll see you later. I'll be posting challenge stuff. I'll see if we could stream. I'm not sure what's gonna happen, but yeah, I'll do my best. And yeah, peace, guys. I'll see you then.